as Divya and I have been talking, there's a lot of buzz, really, almost a frenzy around the Prime Minister's visit to Sydney, and a chartered flight, Divya, was actually rebranded as Modi Airways, which carried around 170 passengers. For this particular event.
Dressed, please check out what they're wearing. They're dressed in the tricolors, their turbans, and literally dance their way to the flight. This group is from Melbourne and part of the IADF, which is organizing this event. The same group which was also involved in previous Modi trade event back in 2014. So a lot of excitement there, calling it Modi Airways.
Yes.
Rishika, 160
in fact we have Prime Minister's fans who've sort of orchestrated this whole thing joining us. Sachin Gaur, who's a Modi fan, and we also have Dr. Amit Sarwal, co-founder of the Australia Today. They're all with us. Dr. Sarwal, to you first. Where are you at the moment? And what's the thought behind what you guys are really doing?
So I'm not doing anything. I'm just joining these guys in the of Prime Minister Modi. Right now, we just landed around 7 minutes back at the airport, and we are in the Western Tunnel taking us to the Sudosh Arena. As you can see behind me is the plethora of the crowd with their sapas, the tricolor sapas they are wearing. And I have one of the organizers Sachin here. So the whole movement, when we started from Melbourne and we landed in Sydney, people were just asking what's going on, so they could easily recognize the Indian tricolor flag. Some had idea that Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi is in Australia, but they had no idea that this would be the level of reception. I think one of the speakers before me was mentioning the kind of the arena's capacity. It is brimful, and I've been told by the organizers that they expect a lot of people to just stand outside, like the good old days when superstars used to visit and people didn't get a seat. They will just wait in the outside circles, and they will wait for Modi there. They will be cheering for Modi.
All right, Mr. Sachin Gaur, can you tell us where you are at the moment and what's really happening?
Right now I'm behind Amit Sarwal's bus. So we are going to the arena, and we came from Melbourne. It's like 170 odd guys in the chartered plane. And I, being an Australian Indian, was waiting for this amazing visit of Modi ji. And we are hoping that it will go beyond cricket and curry. And I'll give you an analogy. Previously, we went in 2014 through train, that is Modi Express. Now we are going with the chartered plane. So you can check that the relation is going on. It is like the Australian and India relationship is going tremendously high sort of thing. Like previously train, now chartered plane. So it's really amazing, and we are waiting for the message from the Modi ji, and we are waiting to hear him at the arena. So it's really amazing, and we are just waiting for that.
So who's
Bharat Mata Ki?
So Sachin,
Bharat Mata Ki.
Okay, so let me just ask you, whose idea was this?
That is Indian IADF, that is the Indian Diaspora. So we a group of people, and Sachin Dahiya is one of them. And so we organize all of these things. And so previously it was train, so we decided to go through with a plane. So yeah, so it was amazing trip.
It was a train. It was a train. You said back in 2014, if I'm not wrong. And this time,
correct. Yep.
This time you've moved from the train. You've moved to a plane. Okay.
Yeah, right.
170 of you taking that chartered flight, calling it Modi Airways in order to meet the Prime Minister. Of course, his popularity has only increased from 2014, and that is evident with the US President going on to ask for the autograph of Prime Minister Modi in Japan, saying that you're too popular, and which is when Anthony Albanese also went on to say that he's getting way too popular in Australia as well. So take us through the popularity of Prime Minister Modi in Australia.
Dr. Sarwal, I think you can answer that.
Yes, so one of the things is that in 2014, I was in India. I was invited to a Modi event and I missed it. At that point of time, you can see that it was only the elites of the Indian community who were invited to meet Modi at MCG. You know, you have the Australian Prime Minister. But this time, I was talking to the Melbourne people. I have Sachin Dahiya with me, who's one of the organizers. And one of the things was that they wanted to bring equality. So they wanted anyone and everyone who's interested in joining the event to be there. So there is no business class, there is no economy class. Everyone just traveled Modi Airways. They're traveling in the same buses, they're eating the same food. They have been, I think, united by this one personality, one persona who is recently the Prime Minister of PNG, James Marape, called him the leader of the Global South. So somewhere Indian diaspora is also looking at. I've been talking to a lot of people in the diaspora. I've researched on the Indian diaspora in Australia, and one of the things is that pre-Modi image of diaspora was that you need to assimilate, you need to fit in, and post-Modi image of the Indian diaspora is that, hey, we love you, we love India, we love Indian food. Hey, why not have a little India, have a sweet, you are skilled people, you are skilled migrants, we respect India. Basically, if you look at the colonial connections between India and Australia, India was always the lifeline for Australia. All the goods that came from other parts of the world or goods that went out of Australia went through the Indian ports. And India is getting the same respect that, you know, it always had. So it's again acting as a lifeline, you know, given the wars between the kind of Cold War that's going on between India and Australia and China and Australia and other countries. So you will see that the prominence of India and Indian diaspora has significantly risen. And the thing, can you ask something why these people organized? I think I have Sachin with me. He can answer it best. You know, what was the motive behind these buses and Modi Airways? Sachin.
Yeah. Hi. See, the motive behind it, we will go back to 2014 when our relations with Australia were developing, and we did Modi Express. That was a train. Now our relations in last 8 years is flying. So the chartered plane concept came from there. Now the diaspora is increasing in last 2 decades in Australia. They are doing very good. They are working hard. They are in all the workforces. They are into healthcare sector. And this event is marking the unity of all the diaspora in Australia, which is rallying behind Mr. Modi. It's a showcase of our culture, our different languages, different food, different colors, traditions, and so lots of singing, dancing, and food is happening right now.